This is the plaintiff, Heidi Leibowitz. She says she got married 8 months ago and almost had to walk down the aisle with no wedding dress. She hired the defendant to make her a custom gown. The unorganized woman hadn't done a thing when the big day was only a month away. And if she hadn't gone to someone else, her wedding would have been a disaster. The defendant is refusing to return her money, so she's suing the slacker for the $3,100 she's owed. This is the defendant, Faina Cobran Busso. She says she tried as hard as she could to do right by this girl, but she kept changing her mind. She tried to accommodate her every wish, but it just became too much to bear, and the plaintiff decided to pull out of their agreement and went elsewhere. She did plenty of work to earn the money she has and doesn't think it's right for her to return a penny of it. She's accused of dressing down a bride. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $3,100, the balance owed on their contract, and defamation of character.
Heidi Leibowitz?
Yes.
You are suing Faina Cobran Busso for $3,100, $1,300 of it, a deposit that you paid her, plus you want her to pay for your other dress, so that your dress is free, I guess. And you have a counterclaim against her for $3,100. What a coincidence. $1,400, the balance due on the dress that you didn't make for her, and the rest of it, defamation of character. Okay, Ms. Leibowitz, you start. Tell me what's going on.
I first contacted Ms. Cobran after seeing a flyer of her dresses.
Okay, and because what you do for a living is you make bridal dresses? Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we scheduled a meeting. We had that meeting on June 10th, which at that meeting we basically, she was in a very big rush. We had scheduled the meeting previously, and I thought that, we would be able to have a normal meeting.
Define what you mean by a big rush.
She was saying that she has to go and she has no time really to meet with me.
How long were you guys meeting? How long did your meeting last?
The meeting lasted maybe 15 minutes. She brought out a contract. She told me that if I don't sign the contract, my dress, she wouldn't be able to start working on my dress.
Well, why don't you just go elsewhere? I mean, she's got a bad attitude. She's rushing your meeting that was scheduled, and she's forcing you to. Why would you let yourself sign a contract then? Why didn't you just move on?
I really like the pictures that I saw in her flyer advertisement, and I thought that if I can get something like that, then I would.
This is what month?
This was in June.
You're getting married what month?
In August.
That's not a lot of time.
But I was only engaged since May 3rd, I guess.
Right.
It was May 3rd.
I mean, that's sort of a quick amount of time to make a dress.
Right. But if I asked her a few times, can you do it in the time period?
All right, so apparently,
and she said yes.
So she stuck a contract in front of you, and you
I just signed it because I wanted her to do it. I signed it. She pulled it away.
You signed it.
She fast took my measurements, jotted it down, and said, "I don't have time. Just send me a picture of what you want." And I was. Okay, I thought that this is...
If it's really... See, she's going to describe a very different scenario. Watch this. Did you give her 15 minutes?
No, I did not.
What is how you describe it?
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
Which is not the norm.
And what did you do for 2.5 hours?
We tried on dresses, and it was from one of the dresses that she tried on that she liked that a new design was derived, and I sketched it, and I took her measurements.
Okay, so now, let's go back. Was anybody else with you in that first meeting?
Yeah, my sister was with me.
Okay, is that your sister who was raising her hand?
Yes. This is my sister.
Step on up. How long did that first meeting take?
It was no more than 15 to 20 minutes.
So why then, if your sister is standing there and some crazy person saying, sign this for $2,700, I have only 15 minutes to go, why would you let her sign the contract?
We were very decisive. We knew which gown we wanted, the type of gown. It was on back order. Well, I'm sorry. I was the bridesmaid. I'm her bridesmaid, her...
Maid of honor?
Yes.
Yeah.
We knew what gown we wanted.
I had already
we knew that it was on back order.
I can't hear. Hold on. Okay, go ahead. I'll be with you back in a second. Go ahead and take a seat. Let me ask you, did you go in there with pictures?
Before I came there, she told me that I could describe what I wanted if I saw a picture and she'd sketch it. When I got there...
So the answer to my question is no.
I didn't have a picture.
Okay, so you got there, and in those 15 minutes, how did you describe what you wanted?
She said she couldn't. She said that she said she'll try to sketch it. She tried for like 2 seconds.
How can she sketch something if you're not telling her anything?
I was telling her. I was telling her exactly what I want.
So did she make a sketch for you that day?
She only made something that she called a rough draft.
Okay, regardless of whether the meeting lasted 2.5 hours or 15 minutes, is it accurate that you made a rough draft sketch and told her, email me a picture of whatever it is you're describing?
No.
How do you describe it as going on?
We designed a sketch together based...
Do you have the sketch?
Yeah.
Does the client leave with, hand it to Doug. Does the client leave with a copy of the sketch?
Yes, a copy of the sketch and the contract always goes together.
All right, hold on one second. So then after that, you send her an email with a picture of how you wanted the skirt tiered.
Right. I sent her a picture of the
That wasn't a problem, right?
Well, I addressed her and said, now it's a completely different design, a completely different, the picture's completely different from what we designed.
Okay, so according to you, the problem here, because things break down, and in the end, she does not make your wedding dress, right?
She does not make
Because
my wedding
as
dress.
July wears on, your patience is wearing thin. And you feel that she's, clowning around, not listening to you, and not doing things to your satisfaction.
She said I would be able to choose the material that I wanted for the dress. She would bring me samples. She never brought me any samples, and she just kept on badgering me for tell her the material.
Verbally, as opposed to looking
but
at
how do I
samples.
tell her what material I want if there's no material that she showed me to choose from?
Tell me what's going on here.
At the fitting, when she came in to do the fitting, I presented her with these 3 swatches. First of all, I said you can select from any of those 3. One is Mystic Satin, one is another satin, one is a taffeta.
Did you see these?
No.
She's not being honest, and if I could just say, she said that she had to buy a dress somewhere else. Is that what she's
Of
suing
course.
for? She actually contacted the Better Business Bureau, and to the Better Business Bureau, she wrote that she had to borrow a dress. She's not honest in a lot of ways. She's lying, saying
Show me the Better Business Bureau report that says I had to borrow a dress. Show it to me. Did you tell the Better Business Bureau in your complaint that you had to borrow a dress?
No, I thought I told him I had to buy one, but I didn't pay for my dress. My friend actually paid for it, and she wanted to use it. I did borrow it, technically.
Well, then why are you suing for $1,800 for it if it's not even your dress?
I have to pay for it.
Pay for the
Because I
dress that
used
she
it.
wore to her own wedding?
She didn't have her wedding yet. I was supposed
She's gonna wear it to her wedding?
Well, I used it, so now she can't use it.
Do you have a receipt where you paid $1,800 for a dress?
No, I didn't
Okay,
pay.
and yet you're suing for it
No,
here today.
I have.
Which doesn't make any sense anyway, because
Okay,
what you're asking
my-
for is her. No, you listen. You're asking for the $1,300 deposit you gave her plus $1,800, which would mean that you get a free wedding dress, unlike every other bride who has to pay something. Here or there, they got to pay
No.
for a dress. But if you win what you're asking for, you want $1,800 that you didn't spend, plus the $1,300 so that you would not pay at all for the wedding, for any wedding dress.
That's what it includes. It's
Okay.
not that.
Where did the breakdown happen, according to you?
She just wasn't happy. I couldn't, whatever I did, she sent me the picture, the new picture, and I did it according to, I said I'm going to try my best. This is the picture she sent me. And this is the muslin, the pattern. It's not the actual dress. But this is what I have to show that I did the work that she requested.
What do you mean the muslin, the pattern? This is not the actual dress. The bottom part of that is muslin, right?
And the top was made in fabric, but this is not the fabric that it was.
Right. This was just to give her an idea of what it was going to look
Exactly.
like. Did she think that was the actual fabric of her dress?
She did, and I said, and I
In an
said
email,
it,
she says to you, you already have the top of my dress and I didn't pick that fabric.
And I replied.
Right. Well, you're talking about a lack of communication.
And I
she
replied.
sends you an email back saying, no, I just did that so you'd have an idea of the
visual,
flow.
right.
When you say she hadn't shown me any fabric to pick from, she sends you an email on June 30th. As we discussed, I am not satisfied with the quality and workmanship of the dress. It is not looking like the picture I sent you. In response to your email of June 30th, she responds to you on July 2nd. The picture you sent me days after the contract has nothing to do with the original design. There is a fee for major changes like what you are asking for.
And I never charged her any fees.
No.
And then she comes back, and then although you say there's going to be a fee,
No,
the fee doesn't
I said, just so you know, but I never said I was going to,
There is a fee for the major changes you were
There
asking
is.
for.
I
You told her
was
there was
nice
going to
enough.
be, but you
There
didn't.
should be, but, right,
Since
I
the
didn't.
pattern
There was
has been
nothing
made
done.
according to the contract and design, I can make minor adjustments. Then she sends you an email that says, at your request, I'm sending you a termination of contract. What do you mean at her request? I'll let you respond to that in a second. What do you mean by at your request?
She came in to this, after this fitting, this last fitting, she came in did the fitting, and at the end said, I don't want it.
Was there ever an email after that, or is that the last one?
She never emailed me again, and I called her.
Lord, when
but
I hear
didn't-
cases like this, I just wish I had been there to just
I
stop
just
both
wanna
of you and get you guys to have a meeting of the minds. Now, your sister has been busting at the seams to say something. Don't start telling me the whole story all over again.
I'm not.
Come on up and tell me if there's anything you want to add that you feel wasn't said.
We have the picture of how the folds were supposed to be. I don't know if you have the picture.
I do.
So she just kept on doing the pickups on the bottom. And I told her, I'm like, that's not how the picture looks. What are you doing? And she's like, no, it looks fine this way. And I was like, no, that's not how it's supposed to be. And so she said, oh, if you don't like it, then you do it. And I sat there and I did the pinups. I don't even think that was the dress, but
No, I never
which is
said
what,
that.
Yes, you did.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. The other person is a moral support or a witness as well?
I'm a witness.
Okay, come on up. Just much more laid back one? Okay. What is your relationship to them?
Best friend.
All right, go ahead.
I was there at the third fitting, and we were expressing that we were disappointed, and we kept picking up the picture saying, it's not looking like this. And she said, well, I can't make it look like that.
So do weddings put too much pressure on brides?
Absolutely. So much to do, so much running around. Absolutely, I do.
Are weddings stupid?
No, I personally love weddings. No, not at all.
What do you think? Too much pressure?
I mean, you got to make sure the juice is worth the squeeze. So.
What?
The juice is worth the squeeze.
I thought the Jews are worth a squeeze. What?
You got to make sure the juice is worth the squeeze.
Okay. What do you think? Final word.
Yeah, I think they absolutely do put too much pressure on brides, but I think it's worth it.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
I think that there's the crux. Did you ever say I can't make it look like that?
Well, this is the picture, this is the dress. I think it looks very similar.
Okay. So did you ever say I can't make it look like that? Yes or no?
No, I didn't. I just basically said I'm going to try my best to make it look as much as possible, and I kept saying, what do you want different? And I kept changing it. But in my opinion, it was almost the same as that picture that she sent.
This is the email that you sent her.
That's the email that I sent her.
Okay. And there's gathers on one side, gathers on another side, and then it's sort of ruched up in the center. I'm looking at the muslin that she's trying on, where we're trying to get the muslin to look like the dress so that we can progress to the next step. In your opinion, do those, I don't know whether they're not really ruffles. What do we want to call them? Folds?
Yeah.
Draped.
Fold drapes.
Does that draping look like this draping?
It's similar, and she had the option of telling me, because I kept, it was on her, and I would say, okay, do you want a little higher? Do you want a little lower? Do you want a little to the left, to the right? We spent hours on the first fitting and the second fitting going back and forth. She was very undecisive. First she wanted it on the left, then she wanted it on the right, then she wanted
Okay,
here.
but here it's very, there's nothing there's nothing to talk about. It's right there.
Okay.
So
The
I
issue-
guess what my question is, when I'm looking at that, in my personal estimation, the folds don't look like these folds.
Okay, so when she was...
So these folds, like there's a gathering up in the center, okay, and then it drapes to both sides with a bunch of drapes. But it's very clear that it goes up like this. It goes like
Right, and
like an
this
upside down
is-
V.
And this is
that's
what
not
she
that does.
wanted. This was the last decision that she made. She said, this is where I wanted it. We never had to replicate exactly this dress. And when she wrote to me the email, it said the folds about she was talking about this to me. This is what
There's a place in the emails where she's talking about should she have a sweetheart top. But here, this is how I want the dress to look. These are the folds I was talking about. Please let me know.
And the way she...
Okay, but clearly this is the dress that she wants the dress to look like. And you're telling me, no, Judge, she changed her mind and wanted it to look like that, but you're going to have a hard time proving that under these circumstances. Let me tell you a couple things, okay? There's several things that bother me about you. Several. I don't trust you, okay? I'm going to tell you exactly why I don't trust you. When I have you telling the Better Business Bureau that I had to borrow a dress, and then I've got you telling me I won $1,800 because I had to go out and buy a new dress at David Bridal's, okay? In fact, let's use your exact wording. I had no choice but to spend $1,800 on another dress for my wedding. You didn't spend $1,800 on another dress. You don't have a receipt for $1,800. I also don't believe that you had 15 minutes of a first interview with her and go, oh, I got to sign $2,700 away. It's unbelievable. But I got to tell you, those folds don't look like the picture. So that's the problem that I have, that it doesn't look like it. I don't think she was easy to deal with, but I do see that there's a breakdown between the two of you in the communication of what it is that needs to get done, okay? And it concerns me that there's this breakdown in communication. So here's what I think. First of all, you're not getting $1,800. Because I don't want to hear a word. You're not getting the $1,800 you're suing for, which you are suing for because I saw your complaint, okay? The only thing left of your case is the $1,300. And what I find is that there was a failure to communicate between the two of you, and that there was no meeting of the minds in this ongoing contract, which involves the two of you cooperating and understanding each other on what you want. I find that you put some work into this and that you should get paid something for that. And I find that you're going to get some money back. So I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $650.
Wow, that was tough. That was a tough case, and you're the bride, so step up here. What's your reaction to the outcome here?
My
And how
reaction?
this went down, yeah.
She didn't do any work in the dress. She knows she didn't do it. She's a liar. She's a cheater. People who will see her later on, they will realize that I'm right, that she didn't do what she says she'll do. And this woman just took advantage of the whole situation. I don't lie. I don't cheat. I say things the way they are. I gave everything that I had from her, all her emails, and, you know.
All right, okay. That's enough. You just head right around the corner. Take it easy. Calm down a little over there. And all right, so come on in here. What's your view on this?
She wasn't an honest person, and
That's what she said about you.
well, the judge, found her that she was an honest person, and
What would she like to work with? I mean, these people are stressed out.
she was bridezilla.
She
But
was?
it's I tried to accommodate her as much as I could, no matter what I would do. She wasn't.
Let's get to Harvey.
Okay, Kurt, when something is really important to get done on time, these are magic words to write in a contract. Time is of the essence. Follow the bouncing ball. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.